Hey, it's Carl Deichler, CEO of Beachbody. We are at Beachbody headquarters for Superstar Diamond Day. But there's one Superstar Diamond that is Superstar Diamond 2 in the house today. Melanie MItro, also top coach from 2014. So Melanie, we got people watching who might wonder, you've had such incredible success. And we get so many diverse approaches to the business, which is one of the things that's great, is people can make it work for them. But you've really gotten traction like nobody's business. You've managed to do this in a way that is so significant. Who are you talking to? What are the type of prospects that you're finding are actually significant to helping you achieve what our core mission is, and that's help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives? Who are you talking to that's building your business so significantly?
So it's actually moms. Because that's kind of how I got started. Was I had my second son and I was struggling to get the weight off. So when I had my transformation, I was really speaking to those women that were trying to get their bodies back. Mm-hmm. So it started with moms getting in shape, and then it became moms that wanted a little extra income, or like myself, kind of felt like we had such a strict budget, and I had to ask if I could grocery shop or go buy myself a new sweater. And so it was, hey, if I can create a little flexibility or free spending or some extra cushion, how cool would that be? And so now that's really become my market, is busy moms that have multiple kids that are maybe stay at home and want something extra, but are driven and motivated to, do something more.
But there's so many options, certainly in network marketing, from candles to skincare. And you talked about wanting to get their body back. So how does Beachbody, what Beachbody does, fit into what's attracting such substantial people in your organization?
I mean, it's so much more than just the physical, this is how I look, right? I mean, so this is me. I'm living proof that this works. I have the transformation. I feel better about myself. So I really feel like it's natural for me to talk about this. There are so many moms out there that struggle with what to eat, how to, not eat off their kids' plates, how to stay on track when they're running kids to soccer practice and whatnot. So it just becomes natural that I share what I do on social media, and I am every day not selling but teaching people truly how to live a healthier life. So it's a part of who I am. It's just natural to share that and make that a part of my business.
I think that's so significant because you talk to millions of people who would love opportunity out there, but they can look at an opportunity like this and go, well, I'm not a salesperson. Mm-hmm. And frankly, that's the last thing that we want. That's what I try to promote, is I don't want super salespeople. I want people who are advocates, who support people to get results. And you're saying that, so when you sign up a new coach, mm-hmm. how do you direct them so that they don't automatically fall into this reflex of, let me try to sell a challenge pack and let me try to achieve Success Club? How do you make it so that it's substantial for them and they're really providing value and service to people?
And that's the main thing that I focus on is, okay, most of us never have used social media before to market ourselves. So that's the most uncomfortable thing for a new coach, is to put themselves out there on social media and talk about all the things that they stink at. And so, so that's where I start. Hey, 2 to 4 times a day, let's start posting on social media. You can do your workout. You can post a picture of your Shakeology. Why do you like it? Why does it taste good? Why does it add value in your life? Not buy this, here's what it's doing for me. Yeah. What food are you feeding your children? What are you eating as a family? Is it kid tested and husband approved? Have you tried it on the whole family and they like it? That's what you share. So really that first week is about them getting themselves out there and I want people to see them as a source of knowledge and information. So they want to go to their Facebook page to see what tips that they have on being healthy. And that develops that trusting relationship. And then you can say, all right, I'm going to help 3 to 5 people this month in a challenge group. Let me go out there and invite. They've started to create that trust naturally by starting with social media. Success Club is the ultimate goal for their first month, right. But they get that by putting their focus in just helping people, and I start with that social media.
But does that mean that they have to have their journey they have to be through their first program, they have to be through their 21 days to be able to have that expertise, or do they get to share that journey with people so that it's a collaborative environment? How do you coach people toward this appropriate time to start coaching?
Right. Good question. So it depends. So whoever I'm talking to, I ask them, so we have that discussion. Okay, if you've just started your journey, I want you to get your picture of your challenge pack box, and I want you to hold it, take a picture of it, and then I want you to say, I'm starting my Beachbody fitness journey. And for whatever, tell their why, tell a little bit about themselves, and then ask people on social media to hold them accountable, to watch my journey. Every single week I'll be documenting my progress. I'll be sharing my own transformation story. So that is one way to go with that person that's just starting, get people to follow along. And then the person that has the transformation, they can share that and say, hey, this worked for me.
Right.
Let me help you do it too. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can be very successful no matter starting your transformation or already having a transformation.
All right, so now people are looking at you and thinking, Superstar Diamond 2, she's got it all nailed, but you had to start somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope this isn't rude, but I'm going to kick you out because I want to find out what it was like on day one when you introduced the concept to the family. So you have to get up, and Matt, her husband Matt's here, so I'm going to call him in. So grab your mic, switch it over, and let's find out the real story from behind the scenes.
All right.
All right, Matt. So I wanted to get the real story. Okay. So we have heard such incredible things about Melanie's success in the business, but my understanding was that from the outset, as the spouse, that after your second child was born, she had this idea of getting involved in Team Beachbody. What was your reaction from the get-go?
No. Yeah, no. How the concept came to her, she met through one of my friends that had a falling out. So kind of the understanding of why are they getting a hold of you and what do they want you to do? So on the outset, it's kind of...
You were suspicious.
Very suspicious of how that was going to work out just because of the prior history that we had with them.
Got it.
And she came up and said, hey, I want to do this workout. And okay, sure. And I'm going to start getting up really early in the morning. Yeah, sure you are. And I'm going to buy this shake. Okay, where are you getting that money from? Well, it's my birthday, so have fun because that's a waste of your money. And that was probably the beginning, middle, and end of the conversation with that. And I figured she kind of just threw that aside and, did it. She bought her shakes and she was like, take good care of that because that's gold, liquid gold to you.
So now at some point, things had to start to change.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really interesting to me because as a guy, so here you were, you had this skepticism or cynicism, and you're watching this, and now all of a sudden, she's really achieving something.
Yep.
How do you make the transition? Because at some point you've got to acknowledge her success and realize that you were wrong. And that is not an easy thing for anybody to do who is pretty sure about it. And you had to sort of admit that she did it.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It was a long time coming. I didn't flip over, but it was in steps. There were certain goals and achievements that she was hitting that was like, okay, and some of them were financial driven. We talked a lot about this even though I wasn't on board, but it was more or less, she's making decisions, she got me involved. So, hey, I think about doing this. And I'm like, well, are you doing this because of financial reasons or to make this person better? Well, I'm making it to better. I'm like, well, you already have your answer. Go follow your heart, and your heart's taking where you're at today. So we started doing that. A big turning point was whenever I brought Shakeology to work. I got a lot of people chuckling at me like, what are you drinking and what are you doing? And it's like, hey, my wife's doing this thing. I'm appeasing her and, doing this. And, it's 4 or 5 months later, you're still drinking that? He's like, yeah, this isn't bad. And my wife's not doing that bad either, Well, what's that questioning, So that started raising some ears. And, my biggest turning point was Summit. I had practically a one-way ticket in, and she said, I haven't bought your return ticket yet, so if you mess up, I'm shipping you home right now.
Uh-huh.
Sitting there and, went out, met a bunch of friends, got to meet some of the leaders' husbands, and kind of got, into better understanding of what the business was, what it meant, and that's really whenever, I started to believe in what we were doing and, the workouts and really becoming more of a part of our lives versus something that, we kept to the side and, pushed underneath the rug for times.
Yeah. Now, so she's making significant coin doing this now. It's a wealth creator. How do you manage your involvement with that? Like, what is your role, and how do you, what sort of recommendations do you give to other spouses who are watching this sort of real transition and a change in the dynamic in the relationship, where you got somebody there who's really got a dream and really got a goal, and that's not the way it started when you
Right.
started having kids. How did you manage that transition, and how do you advise people in a similar situation?
Really, the communication piece was huge for us. Once we started communicating, and that's what a lot of the times when you get a husband now that who I was and been and see like the exact same smart comments that they get or whatever, talking to them or talking to their wives, because I've talked to some of the wives saying, hey, my husband doesn't want to do this, he's so disbelief, and it's like, I'm really trying to pull them in, like, let them take their time. It's tough because they want their, I know Melanie really wanted me to be supportive and involved. I wasn't there yet. I didn't understand. I didn't see the picture.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't drag them in, but get them involved. So they can be involved, but don't have to drink shakes. They don't have to do the workout, but can do this. But it's like, have the conversation, keep it going, because it's a dynamic flow. It's not one of those things that all of a sudden the light bulb turns on and they're ready. I mean, it's a staged approach of how you get the husbands to do what you need them to do. My role, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, if you check my Facebook out, I don't post a lot. I don't do that. But do I get in photos with her, and do I make stupid faces and it just helps her with, just engagement and traction? Sure. I mean, it's just part of it. Do I drink my shakes every day? 90% of the time.
Okay.
But it's more or less, it's a huge part of our lives. It's one of those things that, I take a lot of pride in what she does. I mean, the amount of hours she puts in and what she does, I mean, it's amazing what she's accomplished in this short period of time.
Mm-hmm. Last question. What do the kids think of all this?
Oh, they love it. They're downstairs working out with us. They're jumping on our backs, and, they'll drink their shakes whenever they see mommy doing it, or daddy's like, hey, what are you doing this for? Or,
Yeah.
So we love it. It's just an engagement, of understanding that and making sure that they see, and that's very important to me, is, they see us working hard. They see us accomplishing things and, and doing things the right way, and like health and wellness is huge. I mean, this is something that we need to help fix, and
Right.
they're part of this as just as much as I am and Mel.
Yeah, well, look, on behalf of the company, frankly, I think that we should almost have a Superstar Diamond Spouse Day, because it really is something that it can break, or people work together and they get stronger. So what we like to see is that collaboration start to happen, even if it takes some time to get there. So the fact that you had both humility and the substance to be able to get there with her means that eventually you became a team, and it became synergistic in your approach to the business. So we don't get a real chance, or I don't as CEO get a chance to thank you and all the spouses who say, you know what, this can be a complement to what our lives are, not a conflict. So I appreciate what you've done, and sure do appreciate your wife and what your whole family does to support us in our mission of helping people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. Has to pertain to you and your guys' relationship and your family as well. So you guys are a great example of success for us, and I sure do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, Matt. Thanks. Melanie MItro, and Matt MItro, and husband of Melanie MItro, Superstar Diamond 2, power couple, making great things happen.